Oke. Nah, berarti sekarang kita lanjut yang untuk misi kedua ya, yang di Goodwin House untuk yang silver. Ini kita dapat perintah untuk membangun build a keeper hut. Bangun kayak rumah ini ya, kayak pengawas gitu ya. Kita tinggal klik ini aja. Terus kita pilih di menu fasilitas. Dan kita pilih staff fasilitas, ya kan? Kita cari di sini keeper hunt. Ya, ini the classic keeper hunt small, planet zoo keeper hunt small. Nah, di sini kita bebas mau pilih yang mana. Karena uangnya banyak, ya kita cari yang
You'll
agak
need to
mahalan.
rotate the keeper hut to get it to
Nah,
connect up to the path.
kalau kayak gini caranya, kita tinggal ini ya, putar ya, objek kita tahan Z, lalu kita tinggal putar mouse kita. Nah, ini bisa kita langsung lihat sini ya. Kita atur sesuai yang ada di kotak ini. Nah, kalau sudah di sini, misi pertama kita sudah selesai.
This keeper hut
Terus
only
bangun
has
power
space
the
for
keeper
one
hut.
keeper, but the larger keeper hut can allow
Power the
multiple keepers
keeper
to
hut.
prepare food at the same time. Oh, but bear in mind that keeper huts and other staff facilities shouldn't be placed near to areas where there are lots of guests. Guests don't like seeing facility buildings, and it can affect their happiness negatively. In case that wasn't clear. Something that all facilities, shops, and a whole host of other objects need is power, and that obviously includes your newly built keeper hut. So let's place a transformer next to it, shall we?
Selain kita dengar perintah dari dia, kita juga lihat arahan yang dari sini ya. Tapi arahan dari sini memang suka nggak ada.
Now,
Ini ya,
the reason everything has
suka
gone
nggak ada.
blue is because you're using the power heat map.
Jadi memang harus
This
ini
map
sih.
allows you to see what is and what isn't powered in your zoo. So, once you've placed your transformer, you can click in the bottom left to turn the heat map off.
Oke.
Lovely work. Now the keepers can start using the hut to prepare food, and thanks to where you've put it, they won't need to walk very far to deliver it to the ostriches and hippos. Let's get on to your next objective then.
Area.
Bengal tigers.
Okay.
We want to adopt some, but I'm afraid there's nothing ready for them yet. Head on over to the
Tiger,
plot of
ya.
land I've marked out. It's not too far away.
Kandang lagi kita. Suruhin
Righty,
kandang.
your next job is to build a habitat from scratch. And concrete and glass, I expect. So, go ahead and build it. Just make sure that the habitat includes that big hole we've dug. Oh, and don't forget to add a habitat gate to the barrier.
Tiger.
Oh, and make sure the guests will be able to see the tigers.
Tiger apa nih? Belum ada ya. Jadi kita bangunnya, ini grade-nya harus cari paling grade tinggi ya. Ini berarti grade yang paling bagus, karena tiger kan binatang buas ya. Ya kita juga nggak boleh nyepelein keamanan pengunjung juga gitu loh. Bikin melengkung. Cepet sih. Kadang gue bingung deh. Ada ini ya, course section. Kontrolnya apaan ya? Course section. Kalau buat ini tuh nggak ada ya. On off nggak juga. Betul. Oh, oke. Kita buat ngelurus lagi, panjangin aja ya, biar rapi. Oke, kalau tinggal bikin pintunya. Pintu kayak di sini aja di pintu. Oke.
Now, Bernie takes safety very seriously at his zoos, so we should probably make sure those tigers can't jump out of their habitat, don't you think?
Oke.
The way we'll do it
Berarti
is by changing the height
karena
of the
takut
habitat's
singanya
barrier.
loncat,
Okay
kita
then,
bikin
you should start by double-clicking the habitat barrier, which will take
pagar
you
ini
into
lebih
barrier
tinggi,
editing
di angka
mode.
3,7 meter. Caranya sama kayak tadi, kita pilih pagarnya,
Great.
ya kita
Now
blok,
highlight the
terus kita
entire
blok
perimeter of the
semua di sini.
habitat. You can do that by clicking and
Kita
dragging the
blok,
barrier
nah
selection
di
tool.
drag gitu ya, terus kita naikin. Nah ini tingginya berapa nih?
Now you've got all of the perimeter selected, you can increase the height of it by clicking and dragging the barrier height tool upwards. You'll want to make sure it reaches a height of at least 3.7 meters.
Mana keterangan tingginya? Biasanya ada tinggal keterangan tingginya. Ini gue nggak tahu nih tingginya berapa nih. Ini udah tinggi belum?
Now that the habitat is in place, don't forget to put down a
Mungkin
donation
karena
box near to
medium
your
kali
viewing
ya.
areas.
Nggak dikasih tahu
We
tingginya
need
berapa.
every dollar we can get.
Donasi
Especially as these tigers
Oke.
aren't exactly
Donasi
eating
box
instant
lagi.
noodles for lunch.
Ini bisa gue ganti sama kaca nggak sih? Bisa kali ya? Nggak bisa. Oke, nanti dulu deh, kita buat ini dulu aja. Donasi.
Okay, that's the habitat boundary complete, the habitat gate's in place, and most importantly, the
Aduh,
tigers
ini
won't be able to
jelek
jump out of
amat.
it anymore.
Masa nggak ada
I think it's
ininya?
time we adopted those tigers.
Masa nggak ada cahayanya, gimana orang mau nonton? Ntar dulu. Oh, lagi nggak disuruh ini nih, nggak bisa ya, karena ini ya, bukan apa, bukan game normal ya, ini ada simulasi. Sama seperti
Whilst
tadi
our
ya,
trusty
pada
caretakers
saat kita
collect and deliver the
kirim
tigers, let's take a look
adopsinya,
at preparing
caranya
the
sama kayak
habitat for their
yang video
arrival.
sebelumnya.
We'll start with the basics. Add a suitable
Set
feeding
up
station for
bengal
them.
habitat. Oke. Add feeding session. Oke. Feeding juga sama kayak yang kemarin-kemarin. Terus ini
This
aja lah.
time, instead of adding a water bowl, let's try something different. Some animals need a pool in their habitat so they can go for a swim, but they can also use it to drink from. All you have to do is make sure the banks of the pool have a gentle slope so they can easily get a nice, refreshing
add
drink.
like-
There's already a pool excavated, but you still need to fill it with water. You should do
Si
that
air.
by going into terrain and selecting the water tool.
Si air cuy.
Yes, that'll do nicely. Of course, just like the warthogs and ostriches,
Add
these
food
tigers will
enrichment.
also need some enrichment. Why don't you add some suitable toy and food enrichment items into their habitat?
Food udah. Oh, food enrichment ini. Food enrichment yang ini. Oke, terus add toy. Toy itu yang ini toy. Buat mainan-mainan si ininya nih. Cakar-cakaran.
Okay, it's really starting to take shape.
Increase her shelter.
Now, the tigers will need a shelter in their habitat so they can hide from the guests, or
Tingkatkan
more likely the
shelter
bad weather.
60%.
Although, given that we're in England, you might want to think of that just as normal weather. Go on, add a shelter to their habitat. You can either build one from various suitable bits and bobs, or if you like,
Buat
just
tempat
pop
tidur ya.
down the blueprint that I've already built for you.
Widih.
Oh, poor Dabs. I'm sure it can't have escaped your attention that the tigers look a bit miffed. That's because they aren't too keen on the type of terrain in their habitat.
Kalau ini cara gini.
Select a tiger and bring up its
Terrain kan itu
information
kan bentuknya
panel.
kan kayak macam habitat ya, kayak halaman, rumputnya, bebatuannya kan. Cara ngeliatnya itu kita harus klik binatangnya dulu.
Click on the terrain tab.
Terus kita
That
lihat
way you can view the
kenyamanannya
terrain
dia
information
di
and see
sini.
how they feel about the different types of terrain.
Namanya open
That'll tell you what the
tab.
tigers need
Nah,
more of or
di sini
less
kelihatan
of in
nih.
this habitat.
Grass, short, ini rumput pendek, ini rumput
Okay then,
panjang.
open the terrain
Soil,
editing tool,
rock. Yang
select
merah ini kan
painting,
soil
and
dan
give them
grass
some more
long.
soil.
Ya kan?
Yes, that should help with
Nah,
the
grass
habitat
long ini
part of their
kepanjangan
welfare.
kebanyakan nih. Berarti harus kita kurangi dengan soil karena soilnya kurang. Kita cari train, kita pilih soil. Ini soilnya, ada yang light, ada yang berat, yang ringan aja lah ya. Nah, kita tinggal hapus aja rumput-rumput panjang di sini nih. Nah, nanti ininya akan berkurang. Yang grass longnya akan berkurang, akan digantikan dengan soil. Suatu kayak tanah gini ya. Nah, kita hapus ini rumput-rumput panjangnya, karena rumput panjang ini ya, rumput panjangnya kita ganti dengan soil. Nah, di sini kita ganti aja nih, rumput panjangnya kebanyakan. Nggak apa-apa, kita hapus aja rumput panjangnya. Nah, ada rumput panjangnya aja kita kurangin ya. Nah, lama-lama turun kan itu rumput panjangnya di situ, jadi tadi 60% jadi 59%. 7 kita gedein aja dengan pilih ini ya, ini apa namanya, tanda besar kecil. Lagi rumput panjang. Oke, berhasil. Kita dapatkan yang silver.
They say that good fences make good neighbors. I guess that's doubly true when one of the neighbors is a Bengal tiger. Still, those tigers look so happy that I doubt they'd leave, even if you did poke a hole in their fence. Oh, but for heaven's sake, don't test that theory.
Right, let's head over to the Indian peafowls. I've been told that we need to improve their social welfare.
Oke, jadi untuk yang awal mula buat yang silver ini udah kelar ya, selesai. Ini udah aman semua. Udah tidak ada yang merah. Kecuali conference. Conference ini kayak kebanyakan tumbuh-tumbuhan ya. Berarti kalau kebanyakan tumbuh-tumbuhan ini kita bisa tambahin gimana caranya ya. Kita pertama lihat dulu kan hewannya namanya Bengal tiger. Nah, terus kita tinggal pilih ke nature, terus aja di sini. Tapi ini nggak bisa ya, lupa gua, kita belum bisa ngotak-atik. Nanti ngotak-atik kalau kita udah ada pilihannya. Oke, begitu aja untuk yang mendapatkan silver di misi Goodwin House. Kita lanjut ke video selanjutnya. Ciao.